Okay, so let's get started with the introductory section of 2026 revision and paper class. Now, before I start, I want all of you all to let me know, are you all really confident with BS? As usual, I always ask this question. Are you all really confident with BS, or you just don't have any idea on it, or you just hate it, but you just want to study it, but you hate it? You have no idea about it, or maybe you find it difficult because you think it's a theoretical subject, so I have to by heart a lot, and there's a lot. So anyone like that? Anyone with that mindset that BS is boring. Okay, I have no idea about BS much, and I don't even think of it because it's a theoretical subject. I just study it I just study it. I just don't give attention to it. Anyone like that? Anyone here with that mindset? You can be honest with me, right? Okay, seems like no one. Okay, so before I get started, what do you think a revision class is? What do you think a revision class is? What do we do in a revision class? And I have named it as revision and paper class. Okay, so what do we do in this? What do you think we do in revision classes? You might have heard it from your seniors or from anyone regarding what a revision class is. Any idea on what we really do in that class? Now, you know what you do in a theory class. You learn everything, right? You know what you do in a theory class. Yes. Okay, yes, you do revise the theory and then you do more papers. Okay, what about others? Recap about the lesson. How do you recap? We just study the theory again. Is it so? Okay, trying MCQs. Okay, we just study theory, try MCQs, do some papers. How do we do? Do we rush it? Do we revise it just through the theory, or do we revise it through questions? Yes, try case studies. Okay, that is also another type of question. Okay, good. Uh, Through questions. Okay. But if you do not have a good idea about revision, is it okay to just start it with only applying it into a question? You don't have a much idea about theory, right? You're not very well aware about it, and you have just, it's a long time you didn't even touch the book. Okay, but we just exactly start with a question at the first go. Like, is that a good idea? Doing papers to build confidence, exactly. No, children. First of all, you know what? You actually, children, some of you think revision class is about revising the theory again. Some of you think revision class is about doing questions, revising through questions. But I'll tell you what a proper revision class is. In a revision class, what we do is we first of all revise. Okay, we first of all revise the theory. Okay, revise means like in a theory class we go one by one and study like that. No, not like that. Then what about it? Only important parts? Not like that also. In my revision class I do everything, but the thing is I make it precise. Now in a theory class we take a long time to learn what is business even, right? To learn what is business and to learn each and every part of it, we take nearly like 15 minutes. But in a revision class, that's not the case, but you learn what is business as it is. Now, me, I don't skip anything. I teach you everything. Now, let's say you do not have a proper theory knowledge, okay? You went to a class, but you're not confident about it. So, that case, but if that in that case, if you're in that position, even there's no issue, again you're going to revise everything with me. I'm going to teach you everything. You'll be like, teacher, how can you do that? So that means, is that a theory class? No, if you ask your seniors, they will let you know what we do, that we don't skip anything. Will you believe? No, we if you, even if you don't believe, you will understand what I do if you are my student. We don't skip anything. We study everything from the beginning. But only that, no children. What we do is after that, we also apply that into questions. Question means what questions? You can ask like that. So you'll be like, is it past paper question? Yes, past paper question. You people are covered in that. Now you can ask, okay, what about other questions? Okay, past paper questions, we already have it. No, we can do it by ourselves. So what about other questions? Model questions? Of course, we do that also in our class. Okay, and okay, but the model question is fine. Now I am very weak in writing answers, part 2 answers. So what about me? Y'all are also covered, because with y'all I will do each and every question in your past paper, and also some model questions. Okay, now how do we do? First of all, do we study everything? Not like that. Now if you take a chapter, children, the chapter has some dividers. Have you all noticed it? Now first you will study about what is a business, and then concepts of business like needs and wants. So that is one section. And after that you also study about characteristics of business. That is another section. And you study about goals and objectives, policies. That is another section. Okay, so different lecturers put it in different sections. Now some put it separately, some put it together, but I put everything separately. Okay, and what about the product? Product is one section. So do we study everything and go to questions? No, that's not effective. So what should we do? We study section by section, and then we apply it into question then and there. So we have a plan for our class. According to that plan only we go. Okay, so it's like this. Teacher, I need more practice in exactly. So you are covered there. We will be doing a lot of part 2 questions in our class, but not only that. Okay, so what we do here is, children, now let's say that it is a section called what is business and business concepts. First of all, I will be teaching you that, okay, fully. Okay, I'll be teaching you it fully. It will be a proper revision. I'm not going to skip anything. You just have to do one thing. You have to listen to me carefully. I will be going not like a train, but I will be going like continuously. If you be attentive and listen, you're going to get everything. Okay. And then I will stop teaching revision there. On the same day, what I will do is, I will take your past paper questions and then find questions which are related to that area. I will find some questions which are related to that area, and then what I will do is, I will do those questions with you. I will ask questions from you and I will do it with you. Only part 1? No. Part 2 also. Only past paper? No. Model paper also. So you can be like, teacher, don't lie. How can we do these things? Okay, if you ask your 2025 seniors, they will let you know we did a hell a lot of work. Okay, a lot of work, and now their class is 4 hours. For now, I have kept it 2 hours for you. Okay, later it will become 4 hours. We have to do a lot. Okay, now, so that's how we go. Okay, so I think you got an idea on how we study in our class, right? Today also I will start a small section after introduction. It's not just introduction. Okay, we will be studying also today. And now you can ask me a question. What about the resources? What do we get? Okay, do we get a tute? Yes, you get a tute. And do you need to pay for that tute? No need. You don't need to pay for that tute. The tute is included with your class fees. Okay, with your fees, I have included the tute charges as well. Okay, so now the question is, what do we have in the tute? What are the things we have in the tute? I will be showing everything. Okay, first of all, let me take the whiteboard to clearly explain it to you. What do we have in our tute? Okay, I think my voice is a bit different today because I'm unwell. I'm not well. Okay, so that's the reason my voice is different, and I think it's comfortable for y'all. Okay, let me share the whiteboard now. All right. Okay, what do we have in our tute? Okay, so first of all, you will have a section called question and answer. Okay, so the first section we have in our tute is question and answer. What is this question and answer section? Okay, now listen very carefully. I'm not going to tell this again. Okay, first of all, we have question and answer. Okay, question and answers. So in question and answers, what do you have? These are theory-based question and answers. Now you have your whole tute, right? If I turn that whole tute into questions and answers, this is how it will look. I'll show you that. How many question and answers will you get? How many? Sorry about it. Okay, how many question and answers will be there? Let me show you that. Okay, give me a minute. I will be showing you that as well. And do you know the number of pages in our Unit 1 tute? Just guess it until I take the tute. Just give a guess. How many pages will you have in your Unit 1 tute? Let's say it's a revision tute, right? Just a guess. How many pages will be there in a revision tute? And that's Unit 1. Guess how many pages it will be? No, actually, you actually said more. Not 30. That's a very less amount, I would say. Okay, Zulaiha, you're close. What about others? No, you're actually that's lower, Amna. Not 2 to 25 pages. That's very low. Okay. What about you all? Just give a guess. Okay, so that's how revision tute will be, right? Not even 50, not 50, not 90. No, not 140 also. Not 75. We have nearly 110 pages. Okay. You can ask for unit 1, how can we, no, not 225. Okay. How you can ask for a revision tute, what do we have up to 120, 110 pages? What do we have? Okay. I'll show you what do we have in our tute. Give me a minute until I take it. Okay, so this is your tune. You have nearly 109 pages for this one, only for chapter 1. Yes, that's only chapter 1. Okay, that's not chapter 2, 3, nothing included, only chapter 1. And also, I have not included the other resources which I'm going to give you in the class. That is, just give me a minute. Okay, so first you have question and answers. I told you that's the first section, right? In question and answers, what do you have? Now, how many questions will you have? I'll show you. In question and answers, you are having 182 questions with answers. It's like this. Now, what is the business? For that, there's a answer. Now, here see what is Kyoto Protocol, and for Kyoto Protocol, you have the answer. Now, when and where it was signed, Anna, that's an answer. So, each and every corner of the tute, I have made it as question and answer. No, I'll tell you what we are going to do. I have made it as question and answer. Now, what is the use of this one? The use of this one is, now let's say there is a student who is weak in filling the blanks mainly, and also part 1. You will like, teacher, filling the blanks is very difficult. You know why you find it difficult? Because you have not clearly studied the theory very well. You should understand it very well. Then that won't be a difficult thing. Okay, that won't be a difficult thing. So if you study, if you read all these questions and just get an understanding, it's like you fully study the lesson. The whole lesson is in the form of questions and answers. Unit 1 has 182 questions. Unit 11 has nearly 400 plus questions. Okay, that is everything in the chapter is in the form of question. So that's how this is designed. Okay. Yes, you have a separate tute, and that tute I'm not charging children. It's included in your fees itself. Okay. No need to pay for that every month. So I mean, whenever we start a chapter, you will be getting a tute. Okay, so no need to pay for that. So that is this question and answer section. So if you see, everything is there. Everything is there. That's how it is. Now, what are we going to do with this? Now, while I explain, I'm going to ask you to read it in the class. I will explain everything. It's in the order. It's in the order of my explanation. So I know what are the questions I have to ask you to read in the class, and you read it. After I explain, if you read it, it will be like perfect for you. You will understand everything. That's how it's going to be. That is how we are going to use this. Now I'm going to give a lot of resource, and those resources are going to be used also. We are not going to keep it somewhere. I'm just giving for a show and I'm making you keep it aside. No, we are going to use everything. Okay. No, this is the first lesson, dear. Okay, this is the first unit 1 lesson. So no any past lesson. For 2026, we are just starting the class. Okay, don't worry. And then yes, the fees I'll tell you after complete explanation. I'll tell you. Okay, and then what is the second thing we have in the tute? Now we have question and answers. How many question and answers we had for our unit 1? We have 182 questions and answers. Okay. 182 questions and answers covering all the whole lesson. Okay, covering the whole lesson. Now the second thing you have is, now you have a problem with your past papers. It is not classified into chapters, and you don't know which question is related to chapter 1. If you have properly analyzed, you will understand that the past papers also go in the order of your chapters. Okay, so you sometimes get confused. Okay, is this related to chapter 1 or not? So you don't know that. So for that also, I have classified the past papers with the analysis. So the next resource that you will be having in the tute is the classified past papers. Okay, classified past papers. In that you will have the analysis, and you will have the questions, right? The past paper questions. You can ask, what about the answers? We will be doing that in the class. Okay, the answers will be given in the class. I told you section by section we discuss, and section by section we do questions. Okay, so what is an analysis? Analysis means, now we take every year, let's say from 2011 to 2023, what are the questions related to chapter 1 are mentioned like in a table. I'll show you that. Okay. Yes, I will be discussing part 2, mainly part 2. Part 1, everything we will be discussing it. Just guys, you can consult your seniors and see. That is what we do in our class. Okay, they are having a heavy time with me now, because I never leave them peaceful until we do the work. Okay, we have to do the work, right? Okay, so I'll show you. Everything is in the same book. Okay. Now, question 1, you also have some additional thing like worksheet. While we are studying, everything will be used. Now, for now, if I say, you might not get the full understanding about it. Okay. And you have things like this in the worksheet. And then this is model paper. I'll tell you that one. Here, this is your classified past paper for unit 1. So this is your analysis. Okay. From 2009, what are the questions related to chapter 1? In your part 1 paper, part 2 paper, everything, the numbers are given. So even if you don't have the classified past paper, you can check on the numbers and find out the question. Okay. So these are your past paper questions. Okay. So this is also included in your tute. And the third thing that is included in your tute is a model paper. A unit model paper related to that unit. Okay. Unit model paper. So past papers are covered. What about you model questions? That is also covered through that unique model paper. Okay. Yes, the classified past papers are included in your tute. For each and every unit, that classified past paper is also inside your tute. No need to print or do anything. Everything is printed and couriered to you. Okay, right. So that is unique model paper. In model paper, we have questions like 50 questions for part 1 and some part 2 questions. If you want to see, that is also there. I'll show you in the tute. You will get a nice cover tute, a nice tute. Just because the tute is free, it is not going to be a paper tute or something. It's going to be a nice tute. Okay. And you see, these are the part 2 questions. Okay. We have for unit 1. And these are the part 1 questions in your model paper. Okay. So we will be discussing this also section by section in the class. Okay. I'm not going to. No, tute is free. Yes, tute is free with your, I mean, you only have to pay the class fees. No need to pay anything for the tute. Okay. So what was I telling? Yeah, everything will be done in the class. Little things only I will ask you to do. Okay, what is the next thing? Why? Why in the sense, children, you can ask me. Now, don't think that your class fees is very high or 4,000, 5,000. No, not like that. The reason is, children, my passion, teaching is my passion. It's not my profession. I do it because I love it. Okay, I do it because I love it and not to earn. That's not my income source. As I always say, my income source is different. This is, I love it. Okay, so I do it and it's okay for me. I think, and I also think, children, you all pay a lot of fees. As an A-level student, I also have gone through things like paying a lot of fees, right? And in grade 13, you have to pay double of grade 12. And I wish to be a person who feels easy on you, so you don't need to bother about much, so you can just do it, right? I'm a person with less needs and wants. So, Alhamdulillah, I'm sufficient with the money that I have. Allah has blessed me enough. So, I felt like we should do something. And I don't want to do entirely free also because that's my time, right? But so that's the reason. Okay. So, it's just for my personal satisfaction. Okay. It's not just a trap or anything. Okay. For theory and revision, both how many hours? Theory, we do 2.5, sometimes 3 hours, nearly 2.5 for now. Revision 2 hours now, but after November, you will have 4 hours. Okay. All right. So that is about model paper. Okay. Okay. Let me show you that. Uh, okay. So that's what you get. And the next thing you get is, what else we can give? Tell me what else you can get apart from this. What about students who wish to have IO teacher? Lot and lot. I can't study teacher. I need short note. I need short note. I can't study with all this huge bulk of resources. I need short note. Yes, short note. Okay, Ariba. Okay, dear. Okay, short note. That's the next thing. Yes, yes, whatever you say is also there. But the next thing is short note, which I'm going to use tell here. Okay, short notes. What about the short notes? Do we need to print this? No, that is there. That is also there in the tute. Okay, let me show you. So this is your short note. It will look like this. In one page, 2 PowerPoint slides will be there. Okay, so every important thing is given in short. So just in case you're not a person, you're not a learner who learns a bulk of questions and you don't like to learn like that, but in short, you need to understand. Let's say for a quick revision, you need short notes, right? So that is there here. Okay, maybe you can use mind map, but you're a person who don't like mind maps because it is bulk. So you can use short notes. So that's not only for that person, for everyone, short note is there. Okay. Now, what about the next resource which I can give? As you all said, yes, you don't like studying like that. Okay, so you have short Barakallah Riva. So the next resource you have is the mind map. Okay, mind map. For each and every unit, you have a mind map. For big chapters, you have 2-paged mind maps or 3-paged mind maps maximum. For trade, I gave 4 pages mind map. Everything put together. So in my mind map also, Every required thing is there. Now let's say while traveling you need to study, you can't carry your book, you need a paper, or maybe you need to paste it in your wall or something. It will be given separately, it won't be included in the book. As an A3 paper it will be given, okay, as an A3 paper. That also I will print and give. No, short note I will use to explanation purpose and that and this, but mind map, that both same, but different. Some students like mind map, some students like short note, right? So I kept both, okay. So for those who like short notes, you use the short note. Those who likes the mind map, you can use the mind map. It's not attached with the book. No need, you don't need to do anything from your side. Just do what I say. Just come. If you're, let's say you're joining my class, just come to class, do study with me. Just do the okay, now teacher, after studying I close the book and give. No, I'm not leaving you like that. I have a plan for that also, I'll tell you, okay. Just do whatever I say. Everything is prepared for you on my behalf. You just study. Don't, no need to make anything by yourself. Okay, no need to make any short note. Everything is made, and you'll be like, teacher, short notes, have you missed some important things? Guys, I'm a teacher. Will I miss any important thing? No, everything is there. Okay. So, do you have you want to see the mind map, right? Just give me a second. I'll show you the mind map. Let me show you. Here it is. This is your mind map. It will come in an A3 paper. Okay, in an A3 paper, that's one page. And this is only foundation of business part. Foundation of business and business environment. Sorry, both I have included here. Okay, so this is for chapter 1 only. Okay, so this is your mind map. So you will get something like this, but not with the book, as a separate paper. Okay, right. And is that over? Over, no teacher? No. Actually, but after class, you all are going to close the book and sleep, no? You be like, okay, teacher, what about practical question? Last time in my exams, I got questions which are practical. It's not from past papers. Those are practical questions. I have no practice. Because of that, I lost marks. Anyone like that here? Anyone with that thing here? I lost marks because of that. Because it was a practical question. Anyone like that here? In our exam paper, teacher, it was easy, but then they have tested lot of practical questions. Yes, so you all are covered. How? Through homework questions. You'll be like, teacher, you're going to give a lot of work, but you won't feel like it's a lot. You should do the required amount of work. Yes, you have to try on your own. That only homework question. Okay. Required amount of work should be done. Children, you come to a revision class. You come for the name of coming and I charge it. Okay. After that, done. I am charging. You are coming. Okay. Something I am teaching. You all are getting something. But for the name, you went for a revision class. That's not the thing. For the money that you pay, you should get the full maximum benefit. Right. So for that only, you have to try by your own. Some questions. I have this one. Homework question. You have questions like this. How many homework questions are there? Covering the entire chapter. Usually these are like practical questions are there. Mostly like homework question. You have 3 sections for each section. Okay. What is business? Under what is business, you have multiple choice questions. You have filling the blanks questions. And then you have answer the following. Now this answer the following are short answers. But then the same theory tested in a practical manner. So see the first question if you read, I have asked briefly explain why value addition is an essential element in defining business activity. You know what is value addition. Now this is they are asking in a different way. How will you apply the answer for this type of a question? So that one will be given as homework. I will be mentioning what are the questions you should do. Every week you should do that. Okay. Yes, general knowledge questions. Then and there I will put it in the group. Okay. Exactly. Now in theory class, you do mock papers, right? Those are not same. In theory class, we have something called mock papers. Every week I send that paper, they have to do. Usually weekly I will send. Now if missed, I will send it together. Likewise, I do something. Okay. Like that, but those are not same. That and this is not same, but this is kind of similar to that. But the questions are not same. Okay. How many questions you have for unit 1 here? You have 341 questions. Okay, all this by the end of unit 1, you will be done with this. The thing is, little work every day will help you to do all what I have given. You can be like, teacher, this is unrealistic. How can we do that? You just trust me, I will make you do that. Okay, if you know my students, they have done it. I have asked, I have given them, booked them a schedule. Now 2025 batch, they have a paper every day. They get 100 days paper, something I have given. For now, I have posted, but then I will send them question everyday papers. They have to do it every day. By now they have done like nearly 35 papers. So one paper has 20 questions. Every day 20 questions is not a big deal, but 35 days into 20 questions, count and see how many questions they have done. So that's the rule I follow in my class. Consistency and small steps every day will lead you for bigger outcome. That's my concept. Okay, so that is what I follow. So these are the resources that you get in my class. Do you have any doubts? No. That's the question. Will it take a long time to finish one chapter? Why did I start early? Because it's not going to take that long. Now, normally for a revision, how long will a normal class take? Tell me, a 2 hours class. I'm talking about a 2 hours weekly class. For chapter 1, how long will they take? In your guess, how long will they take in a normal class? Okay, 1 month. What about others? 3 months. For chapter 1 for revision. No, for theory, they take 3 months, a month usually. But in my case, if it is 3 hours, I'm going to take 1 month. If it is 2 hours, it's going to be 1.5 months. But for now, it's going to be 1.5 months. Why? Because it's going to be 2 hours class. But once your seniors are gone, it's going to be 4 hours. Then you will feel in 1 month, we are completing everything. That's how it's going to happen. Okay. So that's why I started early, because we have a lot to do. We have a lot to do, so we started early, right? Other classes usually they start next year January, and only 8 months, 9 months, 10 months, and I don't think that's a good revision for the students, for the weak students mainly. So I target on mainly the weak students, and also the studious students. I'm not telling them, not them, they will get very much benefited, but even the weak students are covered with me. That's the reason I have it. Okay. Okay, right. So that's the thing. Are you all clear with all the resources? That okay. The next question. What about exams? Do we have exams? Yes, we have exams. Okay, unit exams. Okay, unit exams only you will get for this. For each and every unit, you get an exam, and papers will be corrected and feedbacks will be given. So that is another side. Once we complete a chapter, I will give you like 1 week time to revise it, nearly 1 week to 10 days, and you revise, and then I give the paper, you do it. My paper is big. Okay, unit 5 paper, even I had 70 questions for part 1, and part 2 also nearly 2 hours. Part 1 was 3 hours. So unit paper itself in my class, it's 5 hours. Okay, it's not a full term paper. One paper, one unit paper is 5 hours. Okay, clear? Yeah, let me think about it. Term exams, yes, when the theory class students are doing it, I will give access to you all as well. Term exams also, you will be given access. Okay, like and more than like term exam, I can say like I can do chapters. I will combine chapters as my wish, like chapter 1 to 3, one exam. That is later on when we are moving forward, I will be doing that. Okay. Are all clear? Any doubts you all have regarding the resources that you get? Anything you can ask. Okay, the biggest question, what is the fees? What do you think the fees is going to be? You just can guess. Just because you guess it high, I'm not going to charge that. Just guess and tell me what the fees is going to be. Let me tell you after that. 2,800 I charge for your seniors because it's 4 hours class. And that is also for external students 2,800. My theory students 2,200 for 4 hours class. Yeah, and also they don't have the homework questions as well, but for y'all I have added more things. not 3,500, not that high. I said earlier, first of all, it's 2 hours class every week, no? So definitely not 3,500. These resources are included with the fees. I told you the tute, if you pay the monthly fees, you will get the tute. I will be couriering the tute, you have to get it. That's all. Other than that, nothing. You don't need to pay for anything else except for the fees. Okay. Okay. All right. Now I'll tell you the fees. Where is my charter? Give me a minute. The biggest concern, you would like to join, right? But then you'll be like, the fees is sometimes it's too much because you have to pay fees. The fees is 2,000 for my theory students, 2,300 for the external students. If you are my theory student, it is 3,000, 2,000. And if you all are my external student, if you all are going to be external students, not my non-theory students, it's going to be 2,300 only. Yes, actually, for the paper class, yeah, we will do free paper classes. That is not now. After your seniors are gone, I'll be scheduling free classes. That is also free. Later, not now. Okay, not 3,000. No, not 3,000. 2,300. Okay, teacher, when we'll be getting the tunes this month or next month? Next month. The thing is, beginning of next month, inshallah. All right. You didn't understand about the fee matter. Okay, Ariba, you're my student, right? You pay the theory fees 2,500 as it is. For revision, you should only pay 2,000. That's all. Altogether, it's 4,300. Okay. Or for an external student, if you're not my theory student, then you have to pay 2,300. You don't need to purchase anything. I'm telling you now, just pay the fees. Whatever I said I will give, I will be sending you. The book is free. Okay. That's all. Anything else? Alhamdulillah. I just want you all to make dua for me. That's all, right? Okay. Okay, it's Azan, so I will pause for now. If you all have any question, you all can ask me. Yes, Ariba. 2,005, sorry, 4,500 altogether. Yes, I will pause for now. Yeah. Hafsa, I'll answer you. Give me a minute. Okay, so any other questions? Yeah, for 2025 batch, it's 2,800 because it's 4 hours. Now, if I increase the time, then for y'all also slightly, I will increase. Now it's 2 hours, no. So it's like that. For y'all, I might have two classes, like 5 hours sometimes. It depends. It depends on each and every student. Now it's depend on my students only, everything. If my students need more attention, then the hours will be increased. But the fees won't always be increased. Only one time I will increase. But after that, how many hours if I do, the fees is same. Okay. Miss, you're scheduling the revision for, yes, Sundays 7 to 9 p.m. But after your seniors are gone, your 2025 batch seniors, after they are gone, your class will be Sunday mornings, 6:30 to 10:30 in the morning. Okay. Sometimes it will be 7:30 to 11:30, but mostly 6:30 to 10:30. Okay. 4 hours. Any questions? No, right? Are we good to start now? Shall we start studying? Okay, okay, Amna. All right, Amna. Miss, can you please repeat the class time? The class time is now, don't think about the Sunday morning time and all. Now the class time is from next week onwards. Okay, next week, sometimes I might change this free session class time only for next week. But after that, your regular time will be Sundays 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. for the beginning. After that, it will increase. Okay. All right, so then we can adjust. Okay, Hafsa, then no issues. I can even consider starting by 7:30. No issues with that. If you all have classes now, not more than that, 7:30 maybe I can think of starting 7:45. Okay. All right, children. Are you all clear with everything? Everything is fine. Shall we start studying now? All right, Alhamdulillah. Okay, then let's start now. I'll share the screen. Okay. This week onwards. All right. I think you all have my number, right? I think if you all have my number, you all can talk to me, right? Okay. This week onwards, we will be getting some works to do, okay? But since it's a free session, I won't be giving homework questions, okay? It's just me explaining and leading off. After that, regular classes will start and everything will happen later. From that time onwards, you will get homework questions, okay? Now let's start. Now, if you take unit 1, okay, if you take unit 1, there are two sections. Usually, if you take the lecturers, what we do is we divide the chapter into two. Okay, so first section, it is regarding foundation of business. Okay, some lecturers call it as basis of business. Some lecturers call it as introduction to business. Everything is same. It's just the foundation of business we study here. Okay. And the next part, that is your first part. Okay. And the next part is we study about the business environment. I hope it's not lagging. Okay. The next part is we study about business environment. Okay. So first we will be focusing on foundation of business. Now, this foundation of business also have subparts to learn. First, you should know what is a business basically. Okay. And then the next thing you need to know is what are the concepts of business. There are some concepts in business which you should know, the basic concepts. And those words are repeatedly used every time. If you want to study business studies, you should definitely know those words, know those concepts. So that is there. And the next thing you have to learn are the characteristics of business. If it to be a business, what are the features it should have? the characteristics. Okay, and then the goals. As a business, as a human beings, we also have goals, right? Likewise, if you are operating a business, you should operate it with some goals. And also to fulfill those goals, you have to have set of objectives. We have to study those. And a policy, there are some policies that need to be there, so that also we need to study. And businesses, it was not like this from the beginning. Now we have online business, that business, this business. It was not like this from the beginning, right? It was different. How? First of all, there wasn't even business. Then how did business form? Like a human being, right? We, first of all, we are inside our mother's womb. After that, we come out and we became a child, and then a teenager, and then an adult, and then an old person, and then we die. Businesses, we don't think of, actually businesses also have a death kind of, they also die, in the sense, if it becomes unsuccessful, it will vanish, you know that, right? So likewise, business also have development stages. It develops little by little. It got developed little by little, and today now it is like this. So that development of business also we should study. Okay, when is the revision class? From today. Actually, I'm starting teaching from today. For next week also I'll be teaching, and from that I'll be continuing. The fees should be paid from for the next month onwards. July first week onwards, the fees will be considered. Before that, this week and the next class, no fees. It's free. Okay. All right. Okay, so that is about that. And what else you should study? Now you also need to know what are industries. You also need to know what are infrastructures. You need to know the process of a business. Now business has a process. So what are the process? What is the process? Business process you should learn. And the final outcome of the business is a product. And not every business does not provide the same product. Every business provide different kinds of products, right? So we should know about those, the products. Okay, so that is one section under this part. And finally, there are people who are interested in the business, right? There are people who are interested. So those interested parties, we call them stakeholders. So we need to study about them. So that is the first part, foundation of business. That is what we study. Okay, after that, we have another part, we call it as business environment. As a business, we have to operate in an environment. Dynamic business environment is there, and there are environmental factors which are internal to the business, and there are factors which are external to the business, and there are factors under external which you can control for a certain extent because they are close to you. So we have to study that. And there are certain factors, no matter what, a business cannot control at all. They have to adapt to the changes. So that also we need to study in first chapter. So this is the overview of first chapter. You might be recalling whatever you studied in a theory class, right? So we are going to again refresh it and study. Okay, so let's start now. So first thing you have to understand is, what is a business? First of all, what is a business? We call business as an economic activity. Why do we say business is an economic activity? Now, if we say something is an economic activity, what does that mean actually? Why do we say business is an economic activity? Economic activity means what? Now, think like this. This is the last time you're going to study this in deep. After that, no one is going to teach you in deep. Think like that, so you will study very carefully, right? You study, okay, you, even if you don't know anything, you are in zero level, no issues. We're going to study everything, okay? Okay, y'all can hear me, no, guys? Sorry, we are already here. Okay. Exchange of goods and services for money. Okay, because it concentrates on improvement of economy. No. Production, very good. Production, distribution, selling. Okay. And production, distribution, consumption. Yes. Production. That's correct, children. That is what we call as an economic activity. If something is an economic activity, children, it has to produce something. Okay, production should happen, and then distribution. Now once you produce something, you need to distribute it, right? You have to give it to the hands of the customers, so that also should happen. Okay, and once the customer gets it in his or her hand, they will consume it, they will use it. Of course, production is manufacturing, that's correct. So that is another activity. So all these three things together, if all these three things happen, we call it as an economic activity. So a business is an economic activity. All right. Okay. Now, if you take a business, there should be a motive, children. The motive can be profit motive or not for profit. That is for a welfare motive. Okay, they can operate for a profit motive or they can operate for a welfare motive. Okay, usually, private sector businesses usually operate for profit, public usually operate for welfare, but that doesn't mean profit means private sector. Okay, welfare means public sector, not like that. There is a private sector business which operates for profit, welfare motive. What is that business? What is that private sector business which operates for welfare motive? Unit 4, think of it. There is one type of business and it's private sector, but its motive is not profit but welfare. What is that? Very good. Cooperative societies, right? And there is another public sector business, but it's 100% profit motive. What is that? 100% profit motive. But they are public sector. What is that business? Very good. Departments. Exactly, departments, not companies. 100% profit motive. Yes, everyone tends to earn profit, but then there's one thing which is 100% profit motive, that's departments. Very good. So that doesn't mean private means always profit, public means always not for profit, not like that. Okay, right. So, and also, foundation of the business are whom? Foundation of the business are the customers. So if you have greater customers, you are a successful business. You can say that you are a successful business. And if a business should exist, there should be needs and wants. Now you and me have needs and wants, and that's why we go to a business. Very good, Mariam, that's correct. That's why we go to the business, right? If we do not have the need to eat, will we go and buy food? No. If we do not have the need for a shelter, will we go and buy a house or find a shelter? No. So just because we have needs and wants only, businesses are there. And that's why customers are the foundation of the business. Without customers, the business is not there. Without their needs and wants, business is not there. Okay, so existence of the business depends on what? The human needs and wants. Okay, so that is regarding what a business is. Are you all clear? If someone asks what is a business, you should mention these 4 points which I have given you. Are you all clear? Do you have any doubts under this area? All right, no doubts. Clear. Okay, great. Okay, great. Now, let's go to the next part. So the first part, I told you 1.1, okay, in my tude, 1.1. Oh, why can't I write it straight? Give me a minute. In my tude, 1.1 is business. Okay, and now we are going to 1.2. business concepts. Okay, we are done with 1.1, which is what is business, and now we are moving to 1.2, which is business concept. Now you are done with 1.1. No, now you can do these homework questions. I'll show you here. These homework questions until question number 15 you can do. So now we are done with 1.1, and these will be given to you as homework, and I'll tell you, okay, this day do these questions, Monday these questions, Tuesday these questions. If I say you to do, you will do. No, if not, you'll be like, teacher, 15 questions, how am I going to do? You will be like that. But if I say, okay, today 1 to 3, today question number 1, 2 and 15 means you will do question number 1, 2 and 15. Tomorrow this means you will do that. So that is how I'm gonna make you do. Every week we are gonna do something every day. Okay? Yeah, Ariba. Okay. All right. So is it clear? Now let's move to 1.2, which is what are business concepts? How many business concepts do you know? Now in your theory class you have studied this for sure. What are the business concepts, or how many you know? Tell me. Here, these are the business concepts, right? Have you studied about needs, wants? These are your business concepts. Actually, yeah, these are your business concepts. Yes, needs, wants, satisfaction, production, product, market, profit, whatever. There are 11 concepts. Now, each and everything we will look today. And once we are done with this, we are moving to questions, because I'm going to show you how every day our class is going to happen. So once we are done with discussing that, I will move to questions. Okay. Right. So first of all, exactly, production, that's correct. First of all, let's discuss what are needs and wants. You know, needs, those are the things, the needs are the essential factors, the basic requirements that you need to fill if you want to live, fulfill if you want to live. If you can't fulfill this, it's very difficult for you to live. Okay, needs are the basic requirements for the existence. Needs are the basic requirements that are needed for the existence, for survival. That is need. Okay, now for example, food, you need food. Okay, food, shelter, clothing, only those are the needs. No, children. Now if it was 100 years back, or let's say 200 years back, only basic needs are enough. What are the basic needs? Food, shelter and clothing. But is it enough for now? Can we only live with the basic needs? The basic needs are food, shelter, clothing. Can we only live with the basic needs at present? Only food, shelter, clothing, that is enough. Yeah, you won't die, but is it enough for you to live? No, right? No, you need more, right? You won't die. The thing is that, yeah, you're gonna survive somehow, but it's not enough. So when time passes, the needs are going to increase, but no one is creating them. Okay, it naturally it will increase. And now it's not now, not only now, but those days also it was there. But certain things are heavily implemented now. It has heavily improved. For example, communication. Those days also people communicate, they have to talk. That's a need, right? But now that's heavily implemented. Communication is everywhere. You need to talk a lot. Now I'm talking with you. Now this is a communication. Now I told about my class to you. You saw it through a poster. That's a communication. Now communication is also a need. You need to communicate. Okay. So those days maybe it was there, but not very much needed. Not very much like now how you have it today, right? Transportation is a need. Those days it was there, but not like today, right? We travel a lot these days, right? Education is a need. Sleep is a need. Entertainment, water, air, clothes, health. Now, until you get sick, now I'm telling you, children, for the past 3 days, I feel a little bit unwell, right? I'm not okay. I feel like I have a fever. Then but you know what I prayed? Yeah, Allah, please, I don't want to be sick. I have a lot of things to do. That time only you will understand your health is the most important need. If you are healthy, you don't think about being healthy. But if you're not healthy, then only you be like you can't do anything else. That's the luxurious need that we don't know that is luxurious. That's a need. Okay, so take care of your health no matter what. Okay, and then even food, love, care, everything is a need, right? According to Abraham Maslow's hierarchy of need, I will teach you that. Okay, there are a lot of needs, there are stages of needs, right? Medicine, yes, that's a need. It comes to the health section. Security is a need. You need security. Now we have a defense system in our country. Now see, there is war between Israel, Iran, right? America fighting. Now people need but security. That's a need for them. Palestinians, why were they actually gone this strong? Because the security is not that much strong in their country, the defense system. There's no one to defend them that much. Okay, but you know about now you see this Israel has this Iron Dome and all everything, right? Those are security things. Okay, I'm not supporting them, but just took an example, right? Even like security is a need. Okay, houses, clothes, everything is a need. But want means what? Want are the methods that you can use to fulfill your need. Okay? Wants are the ways or the methods that are used to fulfill a need. Okay? So, for example, if you have the need of food, you have lots of wants. For example, you have many options to fulfill your food need. What are those? You can eat a rice, you can eat bread, you can eat spring hoppers, anything. So, those rice, bread, string hoppers, all these are wants. Those are the methods to fulfill the needs. Okay? Those are the methods. Those are the methods to fulfill the needs. Okay, so did you understand the clear distinction between the need and wants? Do you understand that? All right. Okay, so now there are differences. Now that's a very basic question that you can get in your exams, in your papers. Okay, there's a like basic question that is they will ask. Yes, I can explain need. Again, need are the basic requirements that you need for existence. Now, see, now you have a question, what is need? But it's not there in the short note. Where is it? In your question and answer section. Here. I have covered you, right? Everything you are covered. You're not lost anywhere. So see, you have this question. Okay? Here you have everything. And even in your mind map, you have it. Here. Where? Wait, give me a second. Where I put that? Where I put that? Okay, somewhere if you search and see here, you have the business concepts part in your mind map, and I've given the definition for need. Needs are basic human requirements that must be fulfilled for existence. If you want to live, you need to fulfill this. Okay, for your basic existence, you need to fulfill all this. So that is need. Okay, now need has some need and wants have some differences. Okay, you need to clearly identify that. Okay, I'll tell you. Did you get it? The one who asked about it? I'm not going to read your names when you ask doubts. Don't worry, okay? Did you get the point? You need to fulfill them, the basic requirements. That's need, okay? So these needs are essential. You need to surely fulfill them. If you want to live, those are essential. You have to fulfill them. Needs are essential. Wants are not essential. Now you can eat rice your whole life and you can live no. Yes, this is the short note. Okay, you can eat rice the whole in your for your whole life and you can live. Is there a condition that you need to eat string hoppers, roti? Do you have a condition like that? No. Wants are not essential, but needs are essential. You have to somehow eat. Food is a need. You need to eat it. But what do you eat it? What you eat, that's not essential, right? Whatever you eat and if you can live, that's fine. But wants, and that's why I said you, wants are not essential. And needs are limited, wants are unlimited. Now you see, I have given examples for needs, but did I give example for wants? If I give, I can keep on giving. It's unlimited. Food, even we have thousands of food around the world. Clothes, thousands of clothes are there. Shelter, different kinds of shelters are there. So wants are unlimited. Needs are limited. And the needs are common for you, me, everyone. I also need food. You also need food. I need shelter. You need shelter. I have to communicate. You also communicate. So it's common for everyone. But wants will vary to person. I might want rice. You might want roti, right? I might live in a land house. You might live in an apartment, right? So it's different. The wants are different. It will vary according to from person to person. I might wear a frock, you might wear a shalwa, something like that. You understand? So the wants are different from person to person. And these needs are primary. First of all, you need to think about your needs. First of all, what you should fulfill are your needs. Okay, and wants are secondary. Second, after needs only you have to think about the wants. First of all, primarily you should think about the needs. Okay, and the next one is children. No one can create needs. Not businesses, not anyone can create need. Now, can I create a new need like some shit and I can say this is a new need, everyone should need it? Can I say like that? I can't. Everything that we need, we know now. We can't create it anymore. Can I create a new need and say, okay, இது இல்லாம உங்களுக்கு வாழ இல்லாத ஒரு நிலைமைக்கு can I கொண்டாட இயலுமா? ஏலா. Can I bring you to a point that without that you can't live? Can I create something like that? No. So needs cannot be created, but wants can be created by the social forces. For example, children, now different people have different costumes preference. Now our country costumes are different. So because of our social and cultural factors, right? Now Muslims wear different clothes, Hindu wear different types of clothes, Christians different, Buddhists different, right? And the food we eat, it's also different. Now Sri Lankans eat rice, but Italy people, they eat noodles every day, right? So that is social factor. Social and culturally, bond can be created. A business can create bond. Those days our grandmothers, they didn't have this pasta, that and this. Now we have it, right? Why? Businesses created it. So needs cannot be created, wants can be created. So that is about needs and wants. Are you clear? Do you have any doubts? And we have to learn about Abraham Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Okay. All right. Crystal clear. All right. Okay, you have no doubts. So this is about demand, but we have to learn something called Abraham Maslow's hierarchy of need. Have you seen that hierarchy, the pyramid? Do you have that in your theory tutes? Abraham Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Now I'll show you that, right? We can use it from the internet. Okay. Now in my theory tute, I have included, and usually everyone will include it. Okay, so don't worry. I think you have that pyramid in your book, Abraham Maslow's hierarchy. Hierarchy of needs. Here it is. It's not there in your theory tube, like a thing like this. Actually, children, people think this is not important, but actually it's questioned in 2023 A-level paper. Okay. So there's a pyramid like this. You have it, isn't it? I think most of you have it. Even if you don't have, no issues. You can search it from the internet and get, or maybe I can also give you. Okay. I'll share it to the Zoom chat. If you want, you can take. Okay, I'll put it to everyone. Okay. Okay. So you see here, Abraham Maslow's hierarchy of need is very clearly, listen, you're not going to learn this anywhere. Okay. Abraham Maslow's hierarchy of need, it is a theory presented by this person called Abraham Maslow. Okay. So this theory is actually motivating people to fulfill needs. Okay. Now, this Abraham Maslow's theory, it's like a pyramid. That's why we say hierarchy of needs. It's like a pyramid with 5 levels. You can see there are 5 levels in this pyramid, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Let me take the picture, then it will be clear. I'll show the picture rather than, let me download it. Give me a second. So it will be clear to you more. Just a minute. Okay. Where is it? Where is it? Here it is. Where did I save it? Okay. Here. Now I show you, right? I'll share the screen. Give me a second. Okay. Right. So now what did I say? This is Abraham Maslow's hierarchy of need. It is a theory presented by this person called Abraham Maslow. So this theory actually motivates people to understand what are their needs and fulfill them. Okay, so it's like a pyramid. He presented a pyramid, and this pyramid has 5 levels. You can see there are 5 levels in the pyramid, isn't it? There are 5 levels. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I'll teach quickly about what this pyramid is. Okay, from top to bottom to top only we have to go, because when you go from bottom to top, then the importance of the need actually reduces. Okay, it's like this, children. When you go from this bottom, annotate, I can't find out this thing here. Okay, when you go from the bottom to top like this, the importance reduces. That means you can see the bottom one has a bigger space. Remember, like that. So bottom means it's the most important. Actually, psychological need is the most important one. Physiological need. Okay, and next one you have safety needs, and then you have belonging and love needs. Actually, the most important one is in the bottom. So safety need is more important than belonging and love needs. You wish to be more safer than to be loved, isn't it? So when you move up, the importance reduces. That's why it's like a triangle. The space reduces, right? So when you move down, the importance increases. Okay, so if I want to see, if you see psychology, first one you have physiological needs, not psychological. If you see, this whole structure is basically divided into 3 substructures. One is self-fulfillment need, and the other one is psychological need, and the last one are the basic needs. Okay, basic needs you have two, which is physiological and safety. Physiological means food, water, warmth, rest, those kind of things. Okay, safety means security, safety, those things. Psychological means it's related to your mentality, isn't it? Belonging needs, love needs. You should have some intimate relationships and friends, and esteem needs means prestige. Some people have prestige. Some people have the feeling of accomplishment, like achieving something. The feeling of that's esteem needs. So that is a psychological need, right? It's connected to your mind, okay, and your heart. So these are psychological needs. And next one, you have self-actualization. So that is a part of self-fulfillment needs. When you achieve all what you want to achieve, that means you have fulfilled the pyramid now, achieving your full potential. You have achieved everything. You have got everything. Now everything is achieved means the pyramid is full now. You get it? So the last one you need to, if you want to achieve something, the last need that you have is this self-actualization need. Are you all clear? So this is Abraham Maslow's hierarchy of need. Any doubts in this? So there is one question in your 2023 paper, A-level paper, okay, regarding this one. I hope it is clear, right? Okay, now let's quickly move to the other concepts. Okay, next concept you have is demand. What is a demand? Oh, okay. So children, this is the Abraham Maslow's hierarchy of need pyramid. I have given that pyramid, and I have explained demand here. So I have just given a short thing, but regarding demand, the detailed explanation is there in the question and answer section. But I will explain you now. Demand means what? What do you say demand? If you say demand, a demand means they don't talk to you much. They don't come much. Okay, so that means they don't actually be with you much. They have like an attitude. That is demand. Is that demand when it comes to real life example? So when it comes to business, that's not the demand. Okay, desire to purchase something. All right. Self actualization means you're understanding your full potential. You're achieving your full potential. You're realizing yourself. You're understanding yourself. You're getting to know your full potential. You're achieving everything. That's self actualization. Okay. You're bringing yourself into, like, you're getting your fullest self out. That is self actualization. You wish to have that, right? You wish to do the best in everything. You wish to bring out the best in everything. That's a need for you, but that's the least important one for you. You don't think of all this focusing on that, right? What is demand now? Okay, now take the class till 9:15 or something because we need to do questions. Okay, that's how I do. When I say 2 hours, sometimes I increase the time and do. It's for me, it's the plan which should be done. If I have a plan for today, I should complete it today. So that's how it goes. All right. Okay. So now I'll tell you what is demand. All right. Demand means the desire and the ability to purchase something. Now, if you have something, you saw something, you have the desire and the ability to purchase, that's demand. But an effective demand has three things. An effective demand has three things. Three things should be included if a demand to be effective. Now, you can study, right? But effective studies is different. Effective means you should have the right thing, you should do the right thing, right? You should do it within the time frame, something like that. Now likewise, if a demand, let's say, to it to be a good demand, it should have three things. Okay, one is the willingness or the desire to purchase. That's what I have mentioned here. Can you see? Give me a minute. Can you see here? I have mentioned willingness. I only have mentioned willingness and purchasing power, but I'll tell you the next one. Willingness is there. Okay, willingness to purchase. You have the desire to purchase something. Let me take you through an example. Okay, a real world example. Let's say you want to buy a laptop. Okay, you want to buy a laptop, you desire to buy a laptop. That is that desire section, the willingness section. You wish to buy a laptop. That's the willingness part of the demand. Is the demand complete now? No. You wish to buy it, okay, you want to buy it, you desire to buy it, that's fine. That is one section of the effective demand. For it to complete, you should have the money to buy it. No, you should have enough money to buy it. That means you should have the purchasing power. You should have what? The purchasing power. Not only the want, the desire, or the like to buy it, not only that, you also should have the purchasing power. You should have enough money to buy it. Now, is it complete? Effective demand. Demand is yes, willingness and purchasing power. That is demand. But an effective demand means there is one more thing. What is that? Demand is fine. Yes, ability to purchase and the willingness to purchase. That's actually demand. Effective demand means you should have the access to purchase. Okay, you should have the access to purchase. For example, if I want to say, yeah, now let's say this girl, she's going to buy it through online. Okay, she's not going to, she can go to a store and buy. That's one access she has. Or else she can buy it through online. That is another access she has. வாங்குறதுக்கு வழி இருக்குதா? Okay, ஆசை இருக்குது, சல்லி இருக்குது, but வழி இருக்குதா? வாங்க. Is there a way to buy it? Access. She goes to a store to buy, or she can buy online. So access to purchase is also another factor of demand. Okay, effective demand. Is it clear? So that is what effective demand means. Simple as that. Now let me ask you a question. Now there is another guy, let's say his name is John or something. Now he wants to buy a laptop. He wants to buy a laptop, but he doesn't have money, and there is no place to buy also. So tell me, what is the factor of demand which you identify that he has, but he doesn't have two factors. He has one factor. What is the factor he has? Now, if it to be and demand, there should be three factors: willingness to purchase, next one, purchasing power, access to purchase. Now, John wants to buy it, but he has no money and he has nowhere to go and buy it also. So, what does he has? Exactly. He has the willingness. What about others, guys? If you all don't understand, you're asking me, right? He has the desire to buy it, but he doesn't have the purchasing power and he doesn't have the access to purchase. So, tell me, is this an effective demand? Is this an effective demand? Yeah, sure, Ariba. You have an important work, right? No issues. You can message me. No, that's not an effective demand. Okay. Yes, yes, Ariba. That's not a demand. Okay, that's clear. All right. So now that is all about demand. Now we are done with three concepts. Three business concepts. What are the concepts we are done with? Needs, wants, and demands. Now we have to learn about the other ones. Teacher, there's a lot to learn. Yes, but we will quickly learn it. Exchange. What is exchange? Exchange means when you transfer two or more values with two or more parties, that is exchange. Okay, and also that is what we say exchange. But do we involve money here? When we say exchange, is it like definitely we should have to have a monetary value? Without money, we can't exchange. Is it like that? Is it like that? No. Even without money, you can exchange. If you have two or more values, means children, two or more product or anything, anything which has a value. That's why we say two or more value. Okay, and also you should have two or more parties to exchange. No, you can't exchange it with yourself. No, you understand? So that is exchange. You're transferring two or more values with two or more parties. But like demand can be effective, exchange also can be effective. So what are the factors that should be there if you want the exchange to be effective? These are the factors. If you have all these factors, it say that exchange is effective. Okay. For example, if you want to exchange, obviously you should have two or more parties. And obviously you should have two or more values. Both of you should have one product or something. If not, how can you exchange? You have one, that person he doesn't have anything. Can you exchange? You can't. So there should be two or more values. And also there should be communication. You need to talk with each other. You'll be like, okay, you're grabbing it and you're forcing it into his hand and you're coming. Is that an effective exchange? You don't know anything. Does he need it or not? No communication. Okay, and after you communicate, you should come into an agreement whether you like it or not, whether you agree or not, whether you are accepting the exchange or not. Agreement should be there, and you have to come to an agreement, yes or no. And finally you have the freedom to accept of the freedom to reject it. You should have the freedom to accept it, and you should have the freedom to reject it if you don't like. That's an effective exchange. Okay, so this is also one question in your past paper. Very easy, no, children. They will be asking what are the factors that should be considered for an effective exchange. Means you should write all these five. There should be two or more parties, there should be two or more values, there should be communication, there should be an agreement, there should be freedom to accept or reject. Simple as that. Okay, and now we are done with the fourth concept. What is that? Exchange. Okay, now we have to learn what is transaction. If you exchange, okay, when an exchange happens for a monetary value, we consider it as transaction. If you involve money, you consider it as a transaction. When an exchange happens for a monetary value, we consider it as what? Transaction. Simple as that. If you now in your accounting and all, what do you record? You record the transactions, right? Why? Because you say, okay, bought an asset for rupees 100,000. So why you involve money? If you exchange for a monetary concern, we say it is transactions. So in your business, all what you record is transaction and not exchange. Transaction is when you involve money. Okay, you transfer two or more values between two or more parties, that is exchange, but for a monetary concern, that is transaction. In accounting, all what you have, all what you record, those are transactions, right? Simple as that. Is that clear? Any doubts you have when it comes to exchange and transaction? It's not like barter system. It involves money, okay? Transaction involve money, and you can record your transactions. You can record it in the bills, and you can record it in the invoices, your accounts, financial accounts, you can record, right? So that's transaction. Okay, I hope it's clear and no doubt that's clear. Oh, that's right. Okay, so now we are done with that concept. What is that? Transaction. Now the next concept is value. Now you need to know what is a value. What is a value? Value means teacher, that's price, no? Actually, you got the essence of value. Value means children. Now there is a product. You give an estimation. Now I asked you to value the fees, right? I asked you to guess the fees. What did you say? Some said 3,500. Some said 3,000. Some said 2,000. Some said 2,500. That is your estimation, right? You gave it, isn't it? You gave it. We will be doing questions. Okay, we might have yes, in barter system, all what you did was exchange. Okay, that's correct, Hafsa. So all what you did was exchange, but without money. You don't have any money. So no transactions in barter system. Okay. So what did I say? We will do questions. Sometimes we might go till 9:15. Okay. Value is children. That's the estimation that one customer give on the product based on its ability to fulfill needs and wants. No, you actually evaluated. Okay, this much of resources. Okay, this much of class hours. Okay, TUT is also covered. So maybe the estimation is this. You gave an estimation, right? So children, price can be so much high, but the value, it's that it will show you the ability to fulfill the need and want. It is that estimation that a product is getting on its ability to fulfill the needs and wants. That is value. So for value, there is an equation. Okay, for value, there is an equation. We have it like this. Value is equal to benefit divided by cost. Benefit divide by cost. Okay, so now this benefit you can find how? Quality plus service. If you add quality and service, you can find out what is the benefit. And if you want to find out what is the cost, you can simply get price. So if you take the benefit and divide it by your cost, you will get what is your value. I told you value and price are not the same. You take the benefit, divide by the cost, that's value. No one will ask you to calculate anything, but this equation they will ask. It was asked in one paper. Value is equal to what? Value is equal to benefit over cost. Benefit is equal to what? Benefit is equal to quality plus service. Cost is equal to the price. Okay, that is about value. Are you all clear? Any doubts in value? Okay, I know. And now let's go to satisfaction. Now, whenever you consume something, you get a happiness, right? It can be physical happiness or it can be mental happiness. That happiness is satisfaction. When you consume something, oh God, it's really nice. That is satisfaction. That's pleasurable feeling that you get. Okay. And the next one is production. Production is where you need to manufacture a good or a service, right? It is a must for every business. Every business should produce something, right? Every business should produce a good or a service, and it's must for every business, isn't it? And the final outcome of the production is what? The product. The final result of your production, it is the product. Okay, and product means anything that has the capacity to fulfill your need and want. If something has the capacity to satisfy your need and want, you call it as the product. And also it is considered, is also known as what? The final result of your production process. Okay, so a product can be a good, a service, an idea, anything. We will learn about it later. We will learn more deeply about product later. Okay, and the next one you need to study about market. Market means it is any situation that will connect buyer and seller. Market means, teacher, we go to market, we buy something, that is market. No, market is a situation. Market is a situation that will connect a buyer with a seller. That is market. Okay, and do you have another definition for market? Is it only market? Have you studied another definition for market? What is the other definition for market? Exactly, the customer base. The total number of customers that a business has, that is also market. Okay, so market has two definitions. It has, one is, it is any situation that will connect the buyer with the seller, and the second one is, sorry, I will give it here. The second one is the total number of customers that a particular business has. That is also market. But in this case, it is any situation that will connect buyer with the seller. In this case, that is market. Okay, total number of customers that a business has, that is also market. Now we are going to only see the first definition here. So according to first definition, market is divided into two as marketplace and market space. Marketplace means if the buyer and seller physically meet, that is marketplace. Supermarket is a marketplace. And market space means if the buyer and seller meet electronically, online or virtually, we say that is market space. For example, e-commerce. Okay, everything clear? Okay, so see children, without even you knowing, we have completed all these: transcription, value, satisfaction, production, product, market. You only have to study about profit. Okay. After that, for today, we are done with the revision part, and then we have 15 minutes more. I might go till 9:30 and make it 30 minutes and do some questions. Okay. All right. So what is profit? Simply children, profit means the excess amount that is now. Now see, you're missing out certain information. Now, if you have the tute, you should write these in the tute. Right? Now you don't have the tute. So since you don't have the tute, I will mention it. But once you get the tute, I will send everything that you should write. Don't worry, if you're joining my class, everything will be sent to you while after you get the tute. Okay, again, now just chill and listen and do the work. Okay, now profit means what, children? Profit means the excess amount that is generated by the business after they cover all their expenses. That is income minus expense. If you have any balance, that is profit, right? Profit means the excess amount that you generate by covering all the expenses. If you have an extra, that is profit. உங்களுக்கு income onto வருது, அதில் expenses எல்லாம் cover பண்ணிட்டு ஒரு extra வந்தா அது profit. Right? Most of the businesses, they have profit motive. Why? Because profit has many benefits. So that one we will look for when we go forward. That will be a question. The benefits of profit. What are the advantages of earning profit? We will do that later, not today. Okay. So are you all clear? We are done with the revision part for today. And my plan was to do what is business and the business concepts, and I did it today. Are you all clear? If you all are clear, quickly let me know so we move to the questions. Yes. Okay. Don't you think this is how we should revise? Yes, but if it's in a theory class, you might have taken 2 classes. Yeah, we usually take 2 classes to do this. But a revision class, we do the same exact thing, but in not in but in like 1 hour, isn't it? Not even 1 hour, like 45 minutes. But if it is a theory class, it will take 4 hours. That is what revision means. You should do everything in a proper way in a limited time. That's what I do in my revision class. Okay. That I didn't skip anything. I explained everything, right? But in a quick way, but also I included everything. That's how you need to revise. Yes, you need to maintain an extra book. Okay. Right. So yeah, now every resources you need to maintain extra book, that and this I will mention everything once you join the class. Okay, for now we're just doing it as it is, because if I do tell a lot of things, then you are going to get confused. So step by step, I'll tell you what are the resources you need. Definitely, if you are my student, you have to maintain an extra book, a CR book, because I'm going to give a lot of things. One thing is you need to print it, or maybe you need to write it. Okay. Right. Yeah, and especially to write the part two answers and all, you definitely need a CR book. If you not have a paper or an extra CR book, now use it. Later you can transfer it to your book. Okay. Definitely you need a CR book to write questions. Okay. Now I include some questions. Some questions I will give it in the class suddenly and I make you do it. So that also happens. Okay, now let's go to our past paper and do questions that are related to whatever we studied today. Okay. Let's start from 2011. Okay, let's start from 2011. Wait, we can do MCQ in the tute itself. Yes, in the tute itself, you can do the MCQ, no issues. The part one you can do in the tute itself. Part two only you need to maintain a book. We can't do this one because we didn't study about this, so we are not doing it. Okay, we can do question number two. I want you to answer the question number two. Okay, we did this one today. What is the basic factor for the existence of business? Very good. Everyone needs to answer. Even if it is wrong, no issues. But we learned it today. Even if it is wrong, no issues. Be confident. Tell me an answer. I'm not going to read your name. Okay? If it's correct, I will read. If it's wrong, I won't. Hafsa, Hajar, Zuleha, you all are correct. Even if I read your name, that's not an issue. It's okay to get wrong. That's normal thing, right? It's not a shame. Anyways, answer is fourth one, right? Exactly. Answer is what? Yes, fourth one. Human needs and wants. I told you the existence of the business depends on what? Human needs and wants. Clear? Okay, you can do this question. Question number 2012, question number 4, this one. Which of the following is a want? Very good. Exactly. Again, the fourth one. Insurance. Without insurance, you can live, no? Is it a basic factor? Do we all have insurance? Yeah, now see, for motor vehicle and all we have, but still without insurance, motor vehicle we can have, no, but according to laws of the country, we need to have. But without insurance, are we dying or something? No. So insurance is the want. Okay, that's correct. So 2012, you all take a piece of paper and write down the question numbers that we do. Okay, so in case if I ask you next class, you should tell me. 2011, we did question number 2. You can just write question number 2, question number 4. Okay. And okay, question number 7. Can you do this? So see, whatever we studied today itself, see, there are 3 questions so far. So everything is important, isn't it? What is the foundation? Foundation of the business is money, no? Yes, it's money. Yes, money. Isn't it money? If I say money, it's money? No, it's not money. What is the foundation? Customers. Very good. The foundation of the business are the customers. Okay. Now, okay, 2015. Question number 13. Can you answer that? Let's go one by one. Okay, they are asking characteristics of a bond. Bonds are unlimited. Yes, that is correct. Bonds are unlimited. Bonds are varied. Varied means it is different from person to person. That's not correct. Bonds are common. No, that's wrong. Actually, that is need, right? Okay. Then can be created by business. Yes, bonds can be created by businesses or any other social forces. And bonds are not common. That is for need. And bonds are not limited. That is for need. So second one is not the answer. Bonds are subjective. Subjective means it differs from person to person. You and me, we say bonds, we have different bonds. It's subjective. That's correct. But it's not limited and it's varied. So this is not the answer. And the next one, unlimited, varied, and subjected. Is it correct? Very good. Why everything answer is 4? Exactly. Okay, actually the answer is 4. But why not fifth one? Answer is 4. Why not fifth one? What is the factor which is not allowing you to choose the fifth one as the answer? It's not common, right? They have mentioned common. It's not common. Wants are not common. It is need, right? So other than that, other two are correct. So that's why answer is fourth one. Every answer, fourth one. Okay. Okay, this is like a general knowledge question, right? Okay, can you answer this question number 18? Not general knowledge entirely, but actually it's something like that. Not directly taught, but through question you need to understand this. Tell me what is the answer. Generally think. Factors that should primarily be considered by a consumer in purchasing goods and services to fulfill their needs and wants. When you are purchasing a good or a service, what is the basic thing? First of all, what will you see? Now, when you want to come to my class, what is the first thing you will see? Hmm? First thing is the fees, right? Expenditure, isn't it? Everything, it's expenditure first thing. This came in a fifth. This question came in your exam. That's what I told you for your first term exam. Usually they take from your past papers and all. That's a secret, right? If you all are going first term, second term also sometimes they take. Some schools entirely from past paper only they will take. Okay. So of course expenditure. Next one is satisfaction. Okay. Salary கொடுத்து வாங்குறீங்க. Expense is fine. குறைஞ்ச வேலைன்னு சொல்லி satisfied இல்லாட்டி சரி வராது. You understand? So satisfaction is the next thing. So answer is fifth one. Okay. Right. We can do question number 24. Tell me. Today, guys, we will focus on part 1. To next class, we will focus on part 2. Okay, because we don't have enough time for part 2 today. We will entirely finish all related questions in part 1. Okay. Also, in the model paper, we will try some questions. We didn't have enough time. You know why? Because 1 hour we were speaking, nearly like 45 minutes. If not, target would have been achieved. Okay. Yes. Okay, let me see. Out of the above, select the group that contains only characteristics pertaining to human wants. Wants are unlimited. Yes, that will come. Ability to create. Yes, you can create wants. They are varied. Yes. Essential for survival. No, that is need. Essential for survival is what? Need, right? And limited, that is also need. So both these factors are what? Characteristics of needs, right? Need So the answer is A, B, C, second one. Okay. 2018, question number 27. Can you tell me what is the answer? See how many times they are questioning related to needs and wants. And regarding demand, usually they're testing your filling the blanks and short answer questions. Okay. Tell me, what is the correct statement relating to human needs and wants? Let me see one by one. A person has unlimited need. That's wrong. A person has limited needs and unlimited wants. So this statement is opposite. So it won't come. A business can create need but cannot create wants. The opposite. Business can create wants but they can't create needs. Right? And next one. While needs are common, that's correct. Wants may vary from person to person. That is also correct. So the answer is third one. Okay. And next one. Some of the example for needs are love. Yes. Food. Yes. Safety. Yes. Technical education. You can argue. No. Education, the basic education is a need, but technical education, not everyone wants to have a degree or a technical education, right? You understand? So that's not a need. Technical education is a want. Education is a need. Technical education is a want. Clear? Okay. And next one, selecting a product by a person to satisfy the want is need. If a opposite, selecting a product to satisfy the need is want. So they have given the opposite. Okay, simple as that. So next question. Okay, you can do this question. Question number 34. What is the answer? Usually, children, if they ask like definition question, the longest answer is the answer, usually. But sometimes it can differ. Usually, the longest one is the answer. Sometimes you can have two answers. You have to choose the most appropriate one. In A level, that's the one issue. ரெண்டு answer க்கும் அதுல best answer select பண்ணும். Okay. That's right. Okay. Business is any economic activity which fulfills individuals' needs and wants. Others are all like not complete. It's not complete. Okay. Some are wrong. Like sorry. And now 2021, question number 36. What is the answer? Through every goods and services, some answers are not complete. They are correct, but they're not complete. You have to check for the complete answer. Through goods and services, both the needs and wants are satisfied. Exactly, all are correct. I'm looking, guys. Look at everyone's answer. Okay, just because I don't read doesn't mean I don't look. I read everyone's answer. Okay, answer is what? It's third one. Needs and wants are fulfilled. Okay. Okay. All right. So anything else? We have more questions, I think. Let me see. Question 2022. Question number 41. What is the answer? Now see, if we do section by section and if we do question related to that, it becomes like water for you. It gets repeated again and again and you are getting mastered. Now once after we complete the chapter, we are done with all the questions, revision, everything. That's how it is. Like unless we do it everything together and finally we do question, that sometimes it can be confusing. If we do this way, that's the best way to actually study. Okay. Very good. Let me see. Physical and mental states that need to be essentially fulfilled. If they say essentially fulfilled, that's needs. Okay. We see. All right. So any other question? Let me find for different questions. Question number 2023, 46. Can you quickly tell me from these options what are wants? Health, is it a want? Health is a what? A need, right? Health is a need. So it won't come. Shelter is a need. It won't come. Clothing need. Laptop is a want. It will come. Soft drinks, a want. Mobile phones. Mobile phones. How about it? Okay, let's keep it for a while. Okay. Storybooks, a want. Food is a need. Now tell me, mobile phone, is it they're talking about communication? If it is communication, they will directly give communication. No, they didn't give like that. So mobile phone is a want. So answer is what? Fifth one. Answer is fifth one. Okay, right. What else? Yes, mobile phone is a want. Okay, that's correct, children. Okay, let us go to the next one. That's all. In MCQ section, how many questions did we do now? How many questions? Let us count. 1, 2, 3, 4. Anyone who counted already? 11 questions. See, 11 questions. Without you knowing, we did 11 questions, right? So we did revision, we did 11 MCQs. Now we've done filling the blanks, okay? Once after we're done with our task, at least with past papers, you will feel the confidence. After that, we will end the class, okay? We can't do this. We can't do this. We can't do these things. No, we can't. Okay, right. This one. Ninth one. Any form of meeting or interaction between blank and blank are known as what? Any form of meeting or interaction between blank and blank are known as market. What is that? Blank and blank, what will come? Exactly. Buyer and seller. Simple, right? Exactly. That's simple. Next one. So this question is buyer and seller. Very good. Okay. Seller and customer. Yeah, you can say customer. No issues. Customer is a buyer. But the term, that correct term you should use is buyer and seller. Okay. We can't do this. This one. Market can be created blank as well as blank. So you see, some concepts are tested in MCQs. Some concepts are tested in filling the blanks. So market is a concept tested in filling the blanks. You see, okay, market can be created physically as well as electronic. Now you can't say market can be created as place and space. Actually, those are the two types of market. So when they ask for methods, you should say the method. You can say physically and electronically, or you can say physically or virtually. Okay, dear. Physically, and you can say electronically, or you can even say virtually. Okay. That's right. Okay. So what else? That's all. Right. So you can write here. Now we have more questions. This can be physically and as well as electronically. Okay. Here, demand is also tested under filling the blank. See, demand for goods and services is created on blank and it will be converted into an effective demand through what? What is the answer for this? Demand is created based on willingness, right? Based on the desire or the willingness to purchase. Willingness, yes, based on willingness, or you can say desire, okay? Willingness, or you can even say desire, both are correct. Okay, and an effective demand, you can convert it through purchasing power. Basic factor is you need purchasing power to make it effective. But if they give another blank, then only you should say access to purchase. Okay. So that is fine. And the next one. Here, according to Abraham Maslow's hierarchy of need, food is a what? Food is a what need? Look at the, think about that hierarchy. Food is a psychological or physiological? Tell me, psychological is related to your mind, right? So is it psychological or physical? Yeah, it's a need. What need? What specific need? It's a physiological, not psychological. Okay? Physiological. Physiological need. Okay? Psychological is related to your mind. So social recognition, that's self-actualization or something. No, dear. No, you actually, you don't, even with A-level knowledge, you can do that. Okay? If you are very well versed in your A-level knowledge, with that also you can do. No issues. Okay? But sometimes student, actually people expect that from you. So in that case, you should have. You get it? So social recognition is what need. With the qualification actually. Okay? All right. Even without it, you can. No issues with that. Social recognition is what need. Exactly. Okay, quickly tell me what social recognition. I'll give you some time to think. Tell me. Every one of you should give the correct answer, okay? Let me see. Everyone, give a confident answer, okay? Okay. Psychological, some say. What about others? What, guys? There's no answers. Everyone, what do you think? It's psychological or self-actualization? What do you think? Okay, I'll give you all, you all have to find this. Okay, this is 2022 paper, right? You all have to find this. Shall I give you all time? Okay, we'll make it until the end. I'll give you all time. Okay, so I was teaching you this. Okay, esteem, some says. Okay, I was teaching you this. I'll give you time to find out that one. Okay, so that's all for today. I'll give you all 1 minute. You should be very confident with your answer. After that, I'll leave you all. Okay, so okay, food you all said physiological. Then what about this one? If you all have already said it, don't change the answer. Just wait. Those who didn't say it, come up with an answer. Some say social. Okay. 1 minute time. 1 minute time. Just think about the pyramid. Okay. I think I've already shared it with you. Think about that pyramid and tell me. It is not psycho. Okay. Now I'll show you the pyramid itself. Here. Where we saw it here. Slowly, give me a minute. Here. Food is under physiological. You can also say basic need, then also you're correct. But more specifically, they require this word physiological. And what is the next question? What the question is social recognition, right? Social recognition means a feel of accomplishment. People recognize you. Okay. You need that one. So that is esteem need. You can also say psychological. No issues. Okay, you can say psychological also, but I would say don't say psychological. Instead of saying that, be very specific and say esteem needs. Okay, self-fulfillment is you achieving your full potential. It's not about other people recognizing you. Okay, this is esteem needs. Psychological is correct, but more specific is esteem. You should be more specific. And good luck for you, Hafsa. Okay. All right, children. That's all for today. I hope you all have my number. Right? If you wish to join, you can let me know early. So I will count you for the tute and print it early for you. If not, again, you have to wait for some times, right? Let me know whatever. Next week, class 1 most probably be at 7. If it is not 7, I will inform you through my groups or through Sateha College. Okay. I hope you all have my number. That kind of I'll tell you. Give me a minute, okay? So number you can stay updated. Okay, I'll keep it early, or maybe I will keep it on Monday. Okay, because of one reason. It's my father's birthday, and I didn't realize it, and he just wants to spend it with the family. Okay, so I don't want to cancel it. That's the reason. Okay. So I hope that's all. I hope you all understood, and I hope you all got the benefit from today's class. Okay. Yeah, I'm not well today. Okay. All right. So until we meet again, thank you so much for participating. Take care. Bye bye. I will stop the recording. Hafsa, you can wait.